Hi, and welcome back again to Extraordinarily Alive podcast series. Today, I would like to talk about a career opportunity known as social survey or policy researcher. Part of your responsibilities as a social researcher or social survey or policy researcher would be to get instructions from your clients about the nature of the research to be carried out. This is a research intensive role, and you'll be expected to source your data or information from a lot of sources, and then sift them and extract what you want for your client, what is relevant to the context of your research or the information you're looking for. So, you'll need to use an appropriate and creative methodology to design and manage a research project, which means that it is assumed that you would have been familiar or you would have familiarized yourself with the various research methodologies. So, beyond that, it might involve the use of quantitative or qualitative methods and may include both pilot and development work, which means that you will have to design questionnaires, and apply a range of research techniques to gather relevant information, including document analysis, surveys, case studies, and interviews. Now, when we talk about the methods of data collection, that means there might be need for face-to-face surveys, telephonic surveys, and maybe online. So you may even have to develop and test theories and hypotheses, or liaise with and direct social research field interviewers to gather information. This is the best, job role ever. This is the best role ever. I love research, and I love social science. I like social science research. Why? Because it involves public relations. It involves a lot of, getting to meet people, whether nice or nasty people, it's fine, but you get to meet people, you get to go out there, you get the opportunity to not just design the research or get to find out what your inquiry is about, or not just finding out what your inquiry is about, get to outline the agenda and get insights, develop those insights, and you are able to direct, set probably, how do I put it? Let me rephrase that. Refocus public discourse on a particular topic or on a particular issue. That's why I love any research intensive, role. Now, part of the things you'll be expected to do here will be to carry out information and data retrieval searches using electronic databases, or gather information by directing or carrying out field work. Like I said earlier, sometimes you may not actually have to go into the field yourself. You may have to use people. You have to outsource it. But sometimes outsourcing these things could bring in a bit of bias, but we'll talk about that later. But first of all, you focus on getting this information and focus on getting the right population. Who are you interested to sample? What is the focus of your research? What is the objective? What's the purpose? What do you want? What's the rationale? Why are you conducting this research? What do you want to find out? What are you interested in knowing? And what method would you utilize in knowing what you want to know? Very interesting, and suitable for someone with a very curious mind. Now, depending on your position in the organization, after collecting the data, you may have to analyze, evaluate research and interpret data while ensuring that key issues are identified. Like I said, you need to identify what you want to do first of all, and why you are interested in knowing what you want to know. And then when you know what you want to know, what exactly are you willing to do with the information you know? That's why I talked about your hierarchy or your position in the organization now, because that is what determines what is done with the information you gather or the outcome of findings from your research. Now, at the end of your research or data collection and analysis, you will need to prepare, present, and disseminate results. Could be, like I mentioned in the former role, could be in form of seminars, publications or report writing. For example, as a verbal presentation, and your result could be disseminated as a verbal presentation or in a written report. Like you offer research-based briefings and advice, which may involve writing action plans. You advising or advising external bodies on social policy, and sometimes perhaps preparing or presenting tenders and proposals for new research projects. It's a very interesting one, but not for the lily liver, someone who's lazy. So as a social scientist or social solving policy researcher, please bear in mind that your research or job specification might cut across topics such as crime, health, poverty, unemployment, and education. Which means that you have to be versatile. You really have to know a thing or two about the themes that you'll be working on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we draw the curtain for today. Thank you for listening.